Hi everybody. So I've gotten some of the blocks made. These are the ones I have. This was shown to you in the 10-minute block video, how to put the four pieces, the four patches together, and then these are all 2.5-inch squares. This is 2.5 by 4.5. So I've made a few of them. I have more done, but this is the ones that are going to get put together today. And I have this one. And I'm going to, actually, let's move some of these around because, okay. And then I have just some random 2.5-inch squares that are going to be the cornerstone blocks on each side of this. And then I have white on, these are stars. I mean, you can put any light color you have, and that's going to be the pieces in between. So I would normally lay all of this out and show you how I do that. I don't have that kind of room. So I've done enough of these so I know how to put them together. So I'm just going to start grabbing a 2.5-inch square. I'm going to grab one of these pieces, and I'm basically making the first 2 rows. So that's this piece here. And then I'm going to take one of the blocks and I'm going to sew one of the border pieces, I guess you could call it. I guess it's like a border. And we're going to match it up again. If you're new and you have to do pins, please pin. I've also ironed all of these pieces so that they lay flat for me as I'm going through it. And then these are right sides together. Yeah, I guess it would have to. Okay, now I'll show you what I have. So I have the first 2 rows sewn together. Grab my scissors and get rid of this thread. And so now when I open it up, there are the pieces. Okay, lay this out for you so you can see it. So there's the piece that goes there. I don't have a lot of room to lay this out. And then this piece would go here. Now I could continue to sew this way. So the next piece that would go would be a short piece here. I would put another long piece here, and I would pick another short piece to go here. And by short piece, I mean the 2.5-inch square. So, and you would just continue to add this way. So I'm going to do that and show you when I'm done. It goes pretty quick if you lay it out this way. I pre-cut some of this stuff earlier this afternoon. I would sew this all together. I would do this part of the sewing once I had all of the blocks done. As of right now, I only have 9 blocks made. I really don't have enough blocks to put a quilt together, but I have enough to put a sample. And to show you how to at least do this part of it. Even though I'm retired, I went back to school to part-time to sub. And I've been at school, so I haven't gotten a whole lot of sewing time in. So I'm trying to keep the videos on here for you guys. All right, so now I would take another one of these. And this stuff sticks to my hands like crazy. All right. And then I just keep adding the pieces. And ideally, if this was the actual quilt and I was making it, I would do this for all the rows going down and across. But because this is all I have done, I won't be able to finish everything. But because I'm doing this sashing by pieces, I can always do another chunk of this and add it to it and make it bigger or longer, or however, so it's on right sides together, however I want it to do. So that's the benefit of that. Oh, this thing just is not wanting to lay flat. Okay. And like I said, you just keep going for however. I think I've decided that 4 across this way is wide enough for a quilt. My quilts go to Project Linus here in my town, and they've requested a specific size, so I'm trying to keep it within those limits. If you're interested in donating quilts to Project Linus, check your local chapters. They're happy for anything you can send them. I'm not going to have enough of this, so I'm going to stop right here. So I'm going to run out of these pieces. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to put all this off to the side. Set it there. And then I'm going to show you. Yeah, I don't have enough of those. I'll show you what the next step would be if I was done with the entire quilt top. At this point, you're just going to take the 2 rows that you have together, because they're attached by the little chain stitch there. This is chain piecing. I'm just going to fold it together so it's right sides together, and then push it so that the seams are nesting. Let's see, where's the camera? So the seams are nesting right there. You don't need to clip that. You're going to sew right over it, and that'll lock the seam in for you. And I do it seam by seam. So again, I'll finger press it by holding it here. I've made sure my seams are going in the right direction. And I'll stop there, and then I'll figure this one out. And then I will do this one. This is how I sew all my quilts together. I do wait normally until I have all the pieces ready to sew together, but I did want to make the video to show you how it's done. And then I would do the same thing with this one, and I just fold it down and sew it together, and then I'll move the machine back and you can see what I've ended up with. It's the beginning of a quilt. And it won't take me long to do this. The quilt blocks go together pretty quickly. Well, they did for me. So I just have to get more cut. Okay, so that's all set, and then I will trim the ends off. I don't like the tails hanging on it, so let me push this back, and here is what I've sewn together so far. I didn't get very far because I ran out of the white strips, so I have to cut some more of those, but that's the beginning of a quilt. It's half. So there you have it. And from what I can tell on the pattern, it doesn't matter what direction the darker ones go in, so you can kind of flip it any way you choose, just so that you get a little variety in there if you wanted to. It'll, when you step back from the quilt, it'll give it a different look. So yeah, I've got to go do some more cutting, and then I have to make some more of these. So I have quite a bit of stuff to do. So the next time I do a video, maybe it'll be of a different quilt, because I found another one that I really like, but I don't have it made yet, and I'm running out of, believe it or not, I'm running out of 2.5 inch squares, which is a good thing. I have some pulled, I have to iron the fabric, and I have to prep all that, so that takes me a little bit of time. But yeah, there you go. If you make it, let me know. Show me a picture in the comments. Have a good day.